Well, if you've never been inside the robber baron cave where this girl got stuck, we wanted to give you an idea of what it's really like.
Some entities are so unsettling, they leave a trail of fear wherever they appear. This video has apparitions that are spine-chilling and other unexplainable encounters of supernatural beings caught on camera.
No mames.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ah!
No mames.
Francisco Hernandez never anticipated terror during his routine check of a parked airplane. The eerie quiet of the plane at Mexico City's airport was interrupted by slamming doors, prompting him to investigate. Francisco with a torch cautiously moved through the aisle when a shadowy figure peeked from behind a corner. Startled, he froze, but when he walked forward, the figure had vanished. The footage recorded that night spread quickly, fueling fears of haunted aircraft. It looked like a passenger spirit living within the empty plane, maybe after some tragic event that happened to him in the plane.
No mames.
Cave creature. In 2022, an explorer ventured deep into a cave, drawn by the echoes of strange sobbing sounds. As he followed the cries, he discovered a shocking sight. It was a dark creature trapped beneath a large rock. It had big, black eyes and struggling to breathe. The creature's form was unlike anything on Earth. This looked like an extraterrestrial being left behind. The encounter suggested that something extraordinary, perhaps otherworldly, had found itself stranded in an unfamiliar and unforgiving environment. Abandoned building.
Allahu Akbar, la ilaha illallah. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
Exploring abandoned places can bring unexpected horrors, as one man discovered in India. While searching an old building, he heard an eerie scream near the stairs. He turned and spotted a terrifying figure, a woman-like entity dressed in white with long black hair. The figure moved slightly, then vanished into the ceiling. The sight matched descriptions of the infamous Churail, a vengeful ghost from Asian folklore known to haunt desolate areas.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ah!
Hospital spirit.
No mames.
Late one night in a hospital, two nurses filmed themselves during their shift. In the background, a tall, shadowy figure passed by the door. They checked the area and found a trolley moving on its own in the empty room. No one was there. Replaying the footage, they grew convinced they had seen a ghostly presence. It was maybe the spirit of a former patient, as paranormal tales often speak of spirits bound to places of suffering, and this incident added to the lore.
Te lo juro que pasó algo, eh.
Walking giant figure. While standing outside his childhood farmhouse in the woods, a man contemplated moving back, but his thoughts were interrupted by the sight of a massive, dark figure walking along the top of the house. Its sheer size and ominous presence sent shivers through him. Without hesitation, he decided to abandon the idea of returning, convinced the house was already occupied by something unnatural. Whether it was a giant creature like Bigfoot or a paranormal force, it was clear the home no longer belonged to him.
What the that?
Spooky man. In the middle of the night in Ohio, residents were alarmed by a man seen floating mid-air, doing unsettling movements. Emergency services were called, but the figure showed no signs of fear or distress. His bizarre action suggested he was either deeply possessed or something not entirely human. Observers were left frozen in disbelief, unable to intervene. The incident drew eerie parallels to unexplained phenomena. However, many were sure that he was possessed. Shadow at door. Darkness fell as the girl tried to sleep, but a sudden power outage disrupted her peace. Grabbing her torch, she shone it toward the door, which creaked open eerily on its own. Her fear could be seen as her hands were shivering, and her torch revealed a shadowy figure standing just outside. As she tried to steady the light, the figure appeared to watch her intently. Though unclear, she shared the footage, stirring debates online. Some claimed it was a lingering house spirit, while she believed it was her late grandfather watching over her, offering love in the form of a haunting. Hospital visitor. It was a hospital room and a man stood beside his wife's bed, battling despair. But his grief turned to terror when he spotted a pale, giant entity staring at him through the door's mirror. Its translucent figure slowly faded into nothingness. Desperate, he rushed to check outside, but the hallway was empty. The entity's size and otherworldly appearance hinted at a ghost, possibly someone who passed in the hospital, now lingering in its halls. Hospitals, often brimming with life and demise, are said to attract such spirits. Forest figures.
Saya minta doanya teman-teman, serius, saya minta doanya nih.
An explorer ventured into a dense forest and noticed movement behind the trees. As he recorded, two figures draped in white cloth appeared, revealing eerie details. One had a reddish, grotesque face with horn-like ears, and the other had a greenish face with similar features. They dashed between trees as the man pursued, capturing only glimpses. Locals identified them as Tuyul, undead infants, or goblins from Southeast Asian folklore. Often summoned by shamans using black magic, Tuyuls are believed to assist in sinister tasks like theft, gambling, or worse. Their malevolent reputation made the encounter all the more terrifying.
Oke, saya sambit coba ya. Saya minta doanya teman-teman, saya sambit.
Ghost Beyond Window. In an abandoned East Java site, an explorer recorded a chilling video. Scratching sounds led him to a window, where his flashlight revealed a spectral figure in a white dress. Its hollow eyes and black hair exuded menace. The ghost moved beyond the window and vanished. Rushing outside, the explorer found no trace of it. Its fleeting appearance confirmed his fear. It was no ordinary spirit, but a wandering ghost, likely bound to the place by unresolved anguish or dark intention. Shadow push. In India, a routine visit to the washroom turned chilling when security footage revealed the unexplainable. A man walked out, drying his hands with a towel, unaware of an invisible force pushing him forward. Initially puzzled, the man continued his walk, but the camera showed a sinister detail, a shadow of a figure on the wall. His shadow was clear, but this other one, appearing briefly, vanished as quickly as it appeared. Folklore in India warns of malevolent spirits inhabiting unclean places. This shadow could belong to a spirit dwelling in the bathroom, disturbed by the man's presence. Lady of Montmorency. A leisurely walk in a Canadian park took an unsettling turn when a man noticed a faint figure sitting on a bench. As he approached, it became clear this was no ordinary person. The shadowy silhouette resembled a woman in white, her presence ghostly and out of place. Sharing the footage online brought tales of the White Lady of Montmorency Falls into the spotlight. Her restless spirit might have wandered miles from her watery grave. Shadow encounter. Two friends ventured into a cave and came face to face with an unearthly being. The creature was a shadow-like figure, pitch black with indistinct hands and wild hair. One friend, holding holy sand, approached cautiously, throwing it toward the entity. He tried speaking to it, urging it to move, but the creature remained motionless. The camera recording the sight abruptly cut off, leaving viewers in suspense. The man said this was a spirit bound to the cave, or a jinn from folklore, guarding its eerie domain. Tunnel's shadowy figure. While performing routine tasks in a dimly lit tunnel, a worker experienced a terrifying encounter. He spotted a dark entity, its glowing eyes piercing through the darkness. It held something luminous in its hands. As fear overwhelmed him, the worker ran to the other side, and as he looked back, the entity vanished. The video ended abruptly. Similar to legends of the Screaming Tunnel and Moonville Tunnel, this tunnel seemed destined to join the list of haunted sites after this ghostly incident. Vanishing shadow. A man driving home late at night encountered a dark, shadowy figure suspended mid-air. The figure appeared to struggle, as though attempting to walk in the air, its movements unnatural and incomplete. As the man zoomed in for a better look, the entity began fading until it vanished entirely. The unsettling sight left him with an unshakable feeling, as though he had witnessed something beyond the ordinary, a fleeting glimpse into another realm, or a manifestation of something unexplainable. A ghost or what? A trail cam captured what would otherwise have gone unnoticed. A girl in a white dress wandering the woods, holding cloth-like wings. She paused twice, as if sensing something approaching, then disappeared from the frame. Moments later, a figure with a twisted, unnatural posture emerged, its head inverted and movements erratic. The camera feed abruptly cut off, leaving only the haunting footage behind. The chilling sequence hinted at paranormal force following the girl, but why would a girl wander in the woods in the middle of the night? Glow in the dark.
Posisi orang di kadu bongkok.
This camper searching for a spot to pitch his tent was startled by a faint white glow in the distance. Zooming in, he saw a figure entirely wrapped in white cloth with unnaturally glowing eyes. The entity's head began to rotate grotesquely, defying human anatomy. The video ended abruptly, leaving viewers chilled. It closely resembled a pocong, an Indonesian ghost bound in burial shrouds, known to haunt those who disturb its rest. Its glowing eyes were a stark reminder of its cursed origin.
Astagfirullahaladzim, astagfirullahaladzim, astagfirullahaladzim.
Eerie climber. In a psychic asylum in Indonesia, a chilling video surfaced. A girl with long black hair was seen climbing a pillar unnaturally, her body stretching in ways no human could. Reaching the upper floor, she eerily peeked through the grill, her head twisting unnaturally. Her movements suggested supernatural origins, possibly a malevolent spirit or witch. Such asylums often harbor tragic energy, which might explain her eerie abilities. Whether a spirit or something darker, her presence left viewers haunted. Farmer's encounter. A farmer heading to his fields at dusk stumbled upon a chilling sight, a motionless figure amidst the bushes. From a distance, it appeared shrouded in cloth, adding an unsettling stillness to the dark surroundings. The farmer recorded the scene and shared it with friends, who likened it to a pocong, a ghost wrapped in burial shrouds from Indonesian lore. However, doubts lingered about whether it could have been a prankster imitating the infamous spirit or was genuinely paranormal. The mystery remained unsolved. Possessed girl. A roof visit turned sinister when a girl noticed something strange on a nearby rooftop. She captured it on camera. It was a figure draped in white cloth, its tangled hair hiding most of its face. The being's movements were unnatural, almost like it was possessed. Suddenly, it started to float in the air, vanishing behind a pillar. The figure's terrifying face and eerie behavior resembled no ordinary person. This seemed to be a restless spirit of a girl from the past, or something demonic entered her body and made her behave like this. Playful ghost. In a chilling 2022 security camera recording, a dog strolled down a street, its gaze darting nervously over its shoulder. Moments later, an unsettling presence emerged. A shadowy humanoid figure appeared, pacing behind the dog as if playfully accompanying it. The footage left viewers uneasy as the dark form seemed almost attuned to the animal's movements, mimicking its steps in a strange spectral dance. Dogs are often said to sense the presence of spirits, and this encounter appeared to support that belief. Whether playful or ominous, the mysterious figure's interaction with the dog remains an eerie reminder of the unseen forces that may walk among us. Shadowy figures.
What's happening with the lights? Because I'm looking.
The lights are.
Security guards on night duty were startled when they noticed movement in a long-abandoned building. Through a locked window, they saw two shadowy figures appearing to converse before vanishing. Moments later, a dark silhouette appeared in another window, lingering before disappearing again. The building had been unused for years, and these looked like wandering spirits seeking refuge in forgotten spaces. Well, I have heard that ghosts inhabit abandoned structures, taking shelter in places the living have left behind, and this chilling encounter felt like proof that such tales might hold truth.
Security. I just want to talk.
Fiery intruder. The night turned eerie when a man found himself alone in his house during a blackout. Suddenly, a figure moved before him and his camera glitched. When the feed returned, it captured something chilling. A fire orb, shaped like a figure, moving in front of him. It rose to the door, illuminating the area, then flickered back down, resembling ordinary flames. Afterward, he discovered a strange figure lying in the corner of the room. Reviewing the security footage, he realized the fiery orb had been lingering outside for hours. Some paranormal experts believe orbs are the souls of people or animals traveling from one place to another. Temple in Phantom. Something's off, a girl said after reviewing footage sent by her dad and shared it online. This video, taken at Temple Inn, showed a figure in a crowd with disturbingly hollow eyes and pale, unnatural skin. Its presence didn't match anyone around, drawing unsettling attention. No. Some said it was a person afflicted with an unusual condition, but others pointed to folklore, linking its eerie eyes to ghostly entities or witches capable of seeing beyond human realms. Skeletor at Hampton Court. During a chilly winter in 2003, Hampton Court Palace's security team faced an unsettling mystery. A fire door near Clock Court flew open for 3 days straight, captured on CCTV. The footage on the second day showed something unexplainable, a ghostly figure in historical attire calmly closing the door. On the third day, no figure appeared, but the door continued its odd behavior. Visitors reported strange sightings in the same area, lending weight to the paranormal claims. Nicknamed Skeletor, the ghostly doorkeeper caught global attention, becoming one of the most compelling and famous hauntings ever documented. White figure. Ghostly tales came to life in November 2020 when two officers in Kanol, Kazakhstan encountered the infamous Ghost Girl. Months of rumors led them to patrol a road late at night. A pale, glowing figure dressed in white slowly moved ahead, defying the darkness. As the officers inched closer, their headlights illuminated stringy hair and a hauntingly bright presence. Unfazed by their approach, the figure disappeared as abruptly as it appeared. Locals tied the sighting to the legend of the White Lady, a sorrowful spirit bound to her earthly journey. Coronation apparition. During a king's coronation in 2023, an unexpected guest appeared behind the procession. Security cameras captured a hooded figure in a dark cloak holding a rod, silently moving behind the soldiers. Experts reviewing the footage said that it resembled the Grim Reaper, a harbinger of death in European lore. This sighting stirred fear and intrigue, as legends say seeing the Grim Reaper signals impending doom. While skeptics dismissed it as a costumed figure, the timing and setting led many to believe it was a warning, perhaps tied to the weighty moment of the coronation itself. Night encounter. March 31st, 2024 was supposed to be a normal shift for a truck driver in Monterrey, Mexico. The journey was uneventful until dashcam footage revealed an eerie truth. Midnight, a pale woman in vintage clothing appeared beside the driver in his cabin. Her ghostly presence startled the truck company's security team, who immediately showed the footage to the driver. He swore he'd been alone throughout the night, but the woman's expressionless face haunted everyone who saw her. So what do say? Was it an elaborate prank or evidence of a ghost hitchhiking along dark highways? Morgue man. The eerie silence of a Russian morgue in 2022 was broken by something no one expected. Security footage revealed a covered figure slowly stirring on one of the gurneys. An arm emerged, followed by a deliberate motion to uncover its face. It sat up, scanning the room with unsettling intent, and then rose from the bed. Before anyone could understand what they were witnessing, the video abruptly ended. Whether it was a body waking up or something more sinister, this unexplained event left even skeptics questioning reality. Hungry ghost. One peaceful night in an Indian village turned chilling when goats began screaming in terror. Rushing to the pen, the farmer found a dark, slithering shape tangled with one goat. It was formless, moving unnaturally, and resisted every effort to free the animal. Poking it with sticks caused it to dart off with inhuman speed, disappearing into the shadows. Villagers talked about those hungry ghosts from ancient lore, tormented entities cursed to feed on the living, while without a definite proof, nothing was said with surety. Sudden transformation. This strange incident unfolded on a street where a security camera captured an ordinary cat crossing the road. As it stepped onto the sidewalk, its form began to shift until it stood upright as a human figure before vanishing in the night. The chilling footage brought in the resemblance of a bakemono, supernatural shapeshifters from Japanese folklore. Known to blur the line between human and beast, their existence remains steeped in mystery. Skeptics dismissed the clip as a trick, but believers saw it as proof of the yokai walking among us. Angel in church. During a bustling church service in Mexico, a mysterious presence went unnoticed by the congregation. Footage from the event later revealed a glowing white figure seated among the worshippers, its radiant form seemingly out of this world. Many viewers were quick to call it an angel, a divine messenger gracing the church with its presence. Others had doubts about reflections or editing tricks, but the priest confirmed the doubts by calling it an real angel appearance as a sign for them that God is watching them and their sins. A ghost or what? A routine security check turned bizarre when footage from a closed store revealed an unexplainable sight. A man approached the locked doors, but instead of opening them, he walked straight through as if they didn't exist. A beggar outside stirred briefly, then returned to sleep seemingly unfazed. Online discussions erupted with theories, some claiming it was a camera glitch, others insisting it was a spirit crossing over. The truth remains elusive, but the haunting footage definitely scared many. Goat imposter. Late one evening, a farmer entered his goat shelter and immediately sensed something was wrong. One goat stood unnaturally still, frozen in an odd position. The farmer called out but got no response. When he looked closer, it wasn't behaving like a goat at all. The unsettling thought struck him that this could be a skinwalker, a shape-shifting being from folklore. He searched the area but found no clues. The goat remained motionless, and its intentions could be to strike or to terrify.
Oh my God, hello!
Disturbing boy. This video is very disturbing and surfaced online, showing a boy doing impossible things. First, he stretched his forehead unnaturally far. Then, with one finger, he displaced his throat bone, twisting his body in ways no human should. The unsettling movements seemed effortless, almost alien. He looked like a hybrid, part human and part something else. Or there could be a rare, unexplained condition behind his actions. Observers noted that his behavior had no medical explanation. The boy's disturbing abilities seemed to be proof of a chilling new evolution. Snake transformation. It was the end of 2024 when a terrifying clip revealed what appeared to be a humanoid undergoing a shocking transformation. Its skin was like snake scales, and its bones contorted in unnatural ways. The creature's movements grew more serpentine as if shedding its human guise. Experts said it could be a reptilian humanoid, a being often described in conspiracy theories. Such creatures are said to hide among humans, only revealing their true form in rare moments. Was this transformation accidental, or had the creature been exposed? However, the clip showed that these beings might not be myths at all. Cemetery apparition.
As you can see behind me here, we have a few gravestones, but what you can't see.
During a live telecast of a cemetery tour, a reporter unknowingly became part of the story. As she narrated, a shadow moved swiftly behind her, so fast it was barely visible. Viewers caught the chilling moment and said it was a restless spirit reacting to her presence. The graveyard, known for its quiet desolation, seemed disturbed by the intrusion. The shadow's fleeting appearance gave the scary impression that the spirits were watching, their unseen world crossing briefly into ours.
But what you can't see because it's dark out, and as you can see behind me here, we
Adolescent ghost. On a street, a man noticed something unusual lodged between two walls. Thinking it was just an object, he zoomed in for a better look. To his horror, the figure moved, dark, child-sized, and shifting unnaturally. It was a ghost that resembled a young boy, but vanished deeper into the space before he could react. The unsettling size and movement hinted at a spirit, possibly trapped between realms. Such occurrences often linked to restless souls, forever confined to where they once lived or passed. Wandering light. In an area in China, a person captured a glowing figure drifting near an old factory. The light being moved around as if searching for something. Viewers said it was the soul of someone who perished in a fire, unable to find peace. In Chinese folklore, spirits often linger in forms reflecting their death. This spirit could be seeking the truth behind its demise or exacting revenge on a culprit. Shadow in haunted house. Paranormal investigator explored a reputedly haunted house in Aurora, Colorado. While investigating, a cat with glowing eyes appeared, and eerie laughter echoed through the halls. Following the sound to the basement, the investigator felt more uneasy. Suddenly, his camera captured a dark humanoid figure standing motionless. Overcome with terror, he abandoned his equipment and fled. The footage later surfaced online, with people talking about how it was a shadow person, an entity often associated with black magic. Could this house have been the site of occult rituals? Ghost in window. This upcoming clip was recorded by a mother when her son was cycling in England and noticed an eerie figure in a nearby window. She initially thought it was a neighbor, but upon zooming in, the figure lacked distinct facial features. It resembled an old woman, leading to the stories of the Black Nun or Grey Lady Ghost, legends tied to watchful spirits. The figure didn't move, just silently observed as though protecting or watching over her child. Though it posed no threat, its unexplained presence left the woman unnerved. Graveyard visitor.
Shoes, what she just grabbed? A flower. She just grabbed a flower.
Sometimes a quiet evening can turn haunting. A man captured a spooky sight while filming a graveyard from his balcony. A girl in white walked among the tombstones, stopping to sit near a grave. The figure appeared to collect something unseen before disappearing behind a tree. The man froze, replaying the footage, and concluded it wasn't a living person, but a spirit visiting its loved one. The scene led to discussion online, with many confirming it was a restless soul tied to the cemetery.
Yo! There's no way in fuck you playing this, Boogie.
Restless spirit. Some souls refuse to move on, lingering in a desperate search for a way to reclaim life. After exploring the enchanting yet eerie Wilson Castle, a 19th century relic, a woman began experiencing inexplicable phenomena. Troubled by the unease, she placed a camera in her room that night. As she and her friend slept, the footage revealed a glowing orb appearing out of nowhere. It hovered briefly before sinking into her friend's body, only to emerge moments later and vanish into the darkness. Both women now believe it was the restless spirit of a Victorian-era soul. Trapped in time, the entity seemed to seek revival, using them as a bridge to life once more. Spirit leaving. As two bystanders approached a homeless man lying still on the roadside, their intention was simple: to offer help. But what unfolded left them shaken to their core. A shadowy, swirling haze emerged from his motionless body, its form undefined, rising slowly before dissipating into the sky. The sight left them rooted in disbelief. Only then did they grasp the gravity of the moment. The man had quietly passed away in his sleep. The eerie phenomenon lingered in their minds. They had witnessed the man's spirit gently leaving this world. Unseen moment. Chilling footage from a CCTV camera revealed an eerie moment as a man ascended a staircase. Just as he passed, a smoky mist seemed to drift out of his body, descending the stairs slowly before vanishing into the air. Minutes later, the mist reappeared briefly on camera before disappearing once more, leaving no tangible trace behind. The mysterious phenomenon looked like it was the man's soul momentarily leaving his body, a strange surge of unexplained energy. Hidden entity. Dogs have an uncanny sense for the unseen, and one eerie night, a farmer witnessed just how sharp that sense could be. His hounds growled and barked ferociously, their focus fixed on something hidden behind a crumbling fence, a cloaked, shadowy figure shifting as if to avoid detection. Despite its efforts to evade them, the dogs pursued the figure with relentless determination, refusing to be deterred. The farmer, intrigued and unnerved, began recording the baffling scene. The footage captured a chilling sight, the shadowy entity, seemingly trapped, unable to escape the dog's unyielding pursuit. To this day, the figure's identity remains an unsettling mystery. Was it a demonic ghost or something far more sinister? Spirit of Mina Nordoff. A team of paranormal investigators ventured into a former nurse's quarters once occupied during the yellow fever epidemic, seeking answers to its ghostly reputation. As their EVP session began, a series of chilling events unfolded, unexplained creaks echoed, and their energy meters surged unpredictably. Then, a necklace resting on a table suddenly snapped, echoing tales of disappearing jewelry in the area. Reviewing their footage during a brief pause, one investigator spotted a translucent figure in a nurse's uniform moving silently through the room. Despite attempts to debunk the sighting, the apparition remained unmistakable. When they uttered the name Mina Nordoff, the devices spiked once more, seemingly acknowledging the nurse's restless presence. Open discussion. Today's open discussion is about this clip from a small village in Jharkhand, India. A girl mysteriously vanished from her home for nearly 3 months. Her family searched for her but could not find anything until one day she reappeared but changed. She was found in a remote cave. The girl showed disturbing behavior, acting like a serpent. Her movements were erratic, her tongue flicking in and out. Some locals said it was the work of a malevolent spirit, a curse, while others believed dark rituals could have altered her mind. This was a supernatural transformation, and no one can say for sure, but the truth remains as elusive as the girl's disappearance. If anyone knows similar occurrences or the reason behind it, the village and I are eager to hear your thoughts.